Hi, I'm going to try to go over question 10 for you guys. I'm going to be using a database that I've used in the past. For examples, I've uploaded it, so you're more than welcome to run that in MySQL. I'm using DataGrip by JetBrains, which is free to all students, the pro version. You can get the community version as well, but the pro version has some better features. Okay, so we're going to use week 5, which is what I've named my database. And to get an example, we can select all from students. And to run this, just do that. Okay, so it shows all my student IDs. I have 20 students here, last name, first names, and then the group leader IDs. This was to show how to use a table within a table. So that really doesn't matter. But for this example, we're going to change this row here, Rossner's last name, and we're going to change her student ID to 1008. So we'll get rid of this, and we can get rid of that. Okay, so to start, we're going to obviously start our query by selecting student ID from students where last name is equal to Rossner. So that query right there, we can actually run this, and this is just going to give us student ID of 8, which is what we want. So now we are going to begin work, and what this does is tells MySQL that this is the save point. This is where we need to roll back to after we're done completing our work. So pretty much what we write after this and between the rollback, which we'll eventually write, kind of just gets erased. So what we need to do is update our students. And we're going to set the student ID equal to student ID plus 1000. Okay? And then we're going to take this from where the ID is equal to, oh, that's close enough. Select student ID from, and then we're going to do a subquery here. Select all from students. I'm going to write that as student, where student last name equals Rossner. And now above where I set the student ID is equal to student ID plus 1000. There's other ways to do that. Obviously for this example, I didn't need to do any math or anything really other than just adding 1000 to it, but you could use round. So you can use any sort of function like that there. So right now what this is going to do is this is going to, if we were to run this, it would show us the ID of 8, and then it would update the students table and change the student ID to the student ID plus 1000 from the Rossner name. So her ID would get changed to 1008 right now. So to see that, we're going to select the student ID from students where last name equals Rossner. And so that is it for our updating. So now we're going to roll back, and everything between the begin work and rollback will get erased after we put rollback there. So we'll get that display, but it's not going to save into the table as a 1008. So to make sure we've done this correctly, we're going to select the student ID from students where last name equals Rossner. So we're basically just copying that query again. Okay, so that should be it. So let's run it and make sure we got the information that we wanted to. Okay, it didn't display right, but so our first query shows us student ID is 8, which is what we wanted. Okay, the next one shows that the update set to 1008, which is exactly what we wanted. And then the rollback erased that information and shows us that her student ID was reset to 8. So that is how you want to complete question 10. I hope that helped. Let me know if you need any other information.